I cannot believe this, but we are in the last quarter of 2023. So I don't know about y'all, but it seems like this year came and went. Now we're in the last quarter of the year. So this is the best time to start thinking about who you want to be and what you want to achieve in 2024. So you may be thinking, well, I already know what my goals are for next year, and that's great. But my question is, have you actually written them down? And not only have you written them down, but have you also written down what exact steps you need to take to achieve those goals? Well, if the answer is no, then that's okay, because like I said, the last quarter of the year is the best time to do this, so that you know what you want to do, what do you want to achieve, and how you're going to achieve it so that you can hit the ground running January 1st. So if you're ready to make the most out of next year and become the best version of yourself, then stick around, because we're going to talk about exactly how you can plan your goals for 2024. So let's talk about why goal setting is so important. Goal setting is important for two reasons. One, goals give us direction, and two, they give us purpose. They really help us to grow, learn, and ultimately become the best version of ourselves. So whether you're aiming for personal, professional, or even health-related goals, these goals you set are what will help you map out your road to success. Before you rush into setting new goals for the new year, you have to take a moment first to just reflect on the past year. So what were your achievements? What were some challenges you faced? What did you learn? You have to do a bit of self-reflection first so that you understand where you want to go next. Now, when it comes to setting goals, it's always best practice to set SMART goals. I think by now almost everyone has heard of SMART goals, but if you haven't, that's okay. I'll just break it down a little bit. The term SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So anytime you create goals, they should be clear, quantifiable, realistic, relevant, and have a set deadline. When you use this framework, it really just helps you to make sure that your goals are actionable and attainable. I think that it's important to make sure that you have the right balance when you're choosing goals so that you can impact different areas of your life. There are also various types of goals that I like to focus on. So for example, career, financial, spiritual, intellectual, and then of course health and fitness. So first, let's just start with spiritual goals. I believe that this is the most important category, and it really sets the tone for all of the other areas. I see spiritual goals as just any intentions that you have related to discovering your purpose and living a meaningful life. It really doesn't matter which religion you follow or if you're not even religious at all. Setting spiritual goals helps you to connect with your spiritual side, or to just gain clarity on the purpose of your life. So a few examples of spiritual goals could be that you want to commit to making prayer a daily part of your life, or waking up 30 minutes earlier so that you can use that time to study a chapter or two from the Bible. Or it could just be practicing gratitude daily, or just making a commitment to spreading kindness without expectation, or even just spending 10 minutes to meditate every day. Those are just a few examples of spiritual goals. The next type of goals, or the area that you can focus on, are financial goals. So most things that we're able to do in life are ultimately decided by our financial situation. And let's be honest, planning what you want to do is hard if you're broke. And it's nearly impossible to just even think about saving for retirement, or investing, or even giving back to other people if we're buried in debt ourselves and we never have money left over at the end of the month. So what you can do is start by setting a few simple financial goals that will help you get on a better path. You could set a goal to start a monthly budget so that you know where your money's going instead of where it went. Or you could also just develop a plan to stay out of debt and just pay off debt. Or you could have a goal to start building your savings. You could set a goal to start your emergency fund, which could be 3 to 6 months worth of your monthly expenses. Or another goal could be just learning more about how to manage your finances and setting a goal to read financial literacy books, or even just a goal to start investing a percentage of your income towards retirement. These are examples of financial goals. All right, so the third area is career goals. So if you're stuck in a job that you hate, then it's probably time to start setting goals that you can prepare to move on to a better opportunity. You can set goals to get out of there and find a job that you're passionate about and start getting results that matter to you. You may want to set a goal to get a new certification that will help you strengthen your resume and increase your odds of finding a new job or salary. But just keep in mind that career goals aren't limited to just job changes. You may be in a job that you love and that has good leadership and growth potential. So if that's your situation, then consider yourself lucky. So in this scenario, there are other goals that you can set and achieve that don't involve. You could set a goal to connect with a leader in the company and create a growth plan that helps you carry more responsibilities that will allow you to either be promoted in the future or increase your salary. Or you could set a goal to just do what you've been wanting to do for so long, which is to start that side business or that side hustle that you've been passionate about. All right, so the next area is intellectual goals. I truly believe that everyone, no matter what age you are, the level of education you have, or what your income or job status is, you must commit to continuous learning and growth. So you could start by prioritizing your personal growth and setting some intellectual goals. These types of goals would be like taking a class on something that you're interested in and learning more about in the community, or even just making a goal to read one book or a couple books every month. Or even if you just wanted to make a commitment to spend less time in front of the TV or scrolling on social media and using that time to develop skills. All right, and then the last area is health goals or health and fitness. And of course, this is probably the most common goals that people set at the beginning of the year, but most people only think of losing weight or going on a diet when it comes to health-related goals. That's all well and good, but there are other ways to be intentional about keeping our body in good shape. So one of those ways could be just getting enough sleep, because we take for granted how much sleep really has on our physical health. When you get good night's sleep, it allows you to hit the reset button for your physical, mental, and emotional needs. And I think that many people forget that physical health also has a direct impact on your mental health. So if you aren't eating, exercising, or sleeping the way that you know you should be, then you know it could eventually take a toll on you. So next year, you could prioritize your physical and mental health by setting goals to either, let's say, get at least 7 hours of sleep every night, or move your body every day, whether that means going for a walk in the park or around your neighborhood, or even just setting a goal to eat less processed food. Either way, just remember to align your goals with what matters to you. When you begin to identify goals in each of these areas, you may realize that you have so many things that you want to accomplish. But here's the problem with that. You only have a certain amount of time and energy. If you set too many goals at one time, then it's nearly impossible to give each individual goal the time and attention that it requires. Ultimately, this will cause you to just give up on your goals altogether because you feel overwhelmed or you're just burnt out. My advice is to try to pick no more than 3 goals to focus on at a time. If you limit the number of goals that you focus on, you'll have more time and energy to make consistent progress. Also, achieving big goals can be overwhelming, but it becomes easier when you break goals down into smaller steps. Imagine your goal as a puzzle, and each puzzle piece represents a task that gets you closer to the bigger goal. After you identify what you want to achieve next year, identifies what the steps are that you need to take so that you can stay on track and ultimately achieve that goal. As an example, so using the SMART goals framework, let's say my overall goal or my overall objective is to just get back in shape next year. Let's say, I felt like a real homebody, got lazy this year, so I want to get back in shape. So I could set one goal to just go to the gym 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 30 minutes, because that's when I know that I'm available. I could set a second goal committing to not buying so much candy and cookies, at the store so that I have less sweets. But these are just few examples of specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound goals that will help you to achieve the larger picture, which is just getting back in shape. To stay accountable and track your progress, I suggest writing these goals down because there are studies that show that you're more likely to achieve goals when they're written down and visible. But you can also use apps to track your goals or even just find an accountability partner. I think we all have moments of doubt, but when we have somebody that's there to push us and encourage us, sometimes it really does make a difference. Personally, I like to write my goals down and then have a physical copy so that I can keep it nearby. And then I have a daily reminder of what it is that I'm working towards. So I'll put a link down below for resources that you can use to set your goals and to write them down. So in terms of keeping track of my daily habits, I like to use a daily productivity planner. So I really like this planner because every day it asks you to write down 3 things that you're thankful for, 3 wins you had yesterday, and then 3 things you want to do today. And then it also just gives a space to write down, appointments, meetings, and a space for notes and ideas. And then at the end of the day, there's a small section where you can just kind of jot down what made today great, and if you learned any important lessons or goal shifts. So if this sounds like something that you would like to use, I'll include a link to this planner in the description below. I've really found it helpful, and I've actually bought several of them. Because it allows you to track your goals within 90 days. So if you want to look into this, then definitely check this out. Okay, now keep in mind that achieving goals isn't always the easiest thing to do either. So we all know that at this point in life, there are so many unexpected challenges that may pop up, but the key is to persevere. One thing that you can do is just identify what your personal obstacles are. It may be procrastination or self-doubt, or even just being stretched too thin sometimes because there's a lot going on. No matter what it is, the best thing you can do for yourself is to learn how to overcome those challenges. I highly recommend reading the book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. It really teaches you the power of making small changes in your daily life from bad habits. So if you want to learn how to make tiny adjustments that can lead to personal and professional transformations, then you'll want to try this book. I really enjoyed this book. And I will probably read it a couple times just because it's always even good as a refresher. I will put a link to this book down below if you want to check it out. So last but not least, do not forget to celebrate your achievements. This is so important. No matter how small they may seem, each step forward is a reason to be proud, and we need to celebrate our small wins. So be sure to treat yourself and acknowledge your hard work, and I think that this will really help you to stay motivated. All right, guys, so that is how you can start setting your goals for next year. Remember, setting and achieving goals is a continuous process. So just embrace it. Learn from your experiences, and if you get off track while you're on your journey and you feel like you need to start over, then start again. There's literally nothing that says that you have to wait until the following year or the next month to get started all over again. All right, guys, so thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and even share this video with anyone who you know that wants to get set and have clear goals. That's all for this video. I will see you guys in the next one.